Hello everyone, I'm Slave, and welcome to a sample efficient clear of Victor Death from FE7. First thing that needs to be done is to get Nils out of that awful starting position using a fairly small range rescue from Canucks. He hits 8 stabs here because I was a little short on his stat rank. Now Pent can take the rescue staff from Canucks, which he will need to use later, and take some pure water while doing so. Now, I do need to rescue Pent, but I want his carrier, which is Heath here, to be able to use a pure water turn 1. So that's why I have Wrath pick him up, and then Heath can take in his pure water. Now it's time to warp Heath so that he can drop Pent. This uses Lucius with his gigantic magic stat that I got by late running him. He's a little blessed, which is why I don't even go the max. But a 10 range warp is not actually necessary there. A 7 range warp would also work there instead, which means that which is something that's a lot more in reach for, say, Canas or even Priscilla. Now Priscilla is also, speaking of Priscilla is going to warp Vida closer so that she can specific use for her next turn that depends on the outcome of this enemy phase. But first Heath drops Pent into the forest so that he just will never die ever, and moves the range of those Wyvern Riders to completely murder them in every phase. Now it's time to pick up Hector, who is going to be carried by Florina, who's promoted in this round. And she too does the trick so that she can use a pure water while holding Hector by the end of the turn, and Florina is also going to take pure water. Jafar just wants to move so that he can attack the hero that gets baited by Florina next turn. And Merlin is actually going to be pretty integral here, using the silly convoy abuse trick that a lot of LTCs use for their clears of this map. These Wyvern Riders are obviously a joke, and whether or not they go for Heath or Pent, they will get destroyed in return. The Wyvern Lord is quite bulky though. Heath could, this Heath is like really strong and has cap strength. He could one-round it with the Silver Lance, but the Wyvern Lord will prefer to go for Pent, since Pent is not only frailer, but also cannot kill in return. That not being able to kill in return, though, assumes he doesn't crit. And he has a exactly 20 crit on it because of S-Anima and Thunder. If Pent had not crit, Vida was imperfectly in range to finish it off with a Javelin, which would have killed it since he was left with single-digit HP. All these long-range enemies like Ballista and Siege are trying to go for Heath and Pent, but to no avail. There's also this bishop that is just sitting there right next to Pent, has Berserk. But because both of these chug pure waters, they're not really in danger of getting hit by that. First thing that needs to be done is to take care of this hero. Jafar does crit here, which is helpful, but he does not need to. Wrath and Marcus are both in positions to help out if need be. But because Jafar got the crit, Florina can just finish it off with Silver Lance. Now I give the warp staff back to Lucius, since Priscilla doesn't really have anything better to do. And Lucius warps Florina is max range, but again, 7 range is technically enough here, but more is certainly better. And what is created regardless though with Florina is a bit of a dilemma concerning surviving the enemy phase for either her or Pent. But first, what I do is really just put other units in position to finish things, to get what needs to be done on turn 3. Vida was in position to just kill that Wyvern Lord if it lived, but it didn't, so he just waited. And here, if Pent moves off the forest tile to use the rescue staff on Florina, he has existent chances of death because the Ballista and that Sniper and the like. Or he's actually in range of Ballista, and that Sniper is much better than him. If he stays in the forest, it's literally impossible for him to die. Conversely, though, if Florina is rescued from Pent standing in the forest, she can't Canto out of the range of one of the Ballista. So there's like basically a 50% chance that she just instantly dies to that. Or, sorry, it's a displayed 50 for her to just get bonked by that. So, I instead try to expose Pent to a little more danger. But what's also annoying here is that Hector's survival is not quite guaranteed. If he gets hit by that bolting, enemies will start ganging up on him, and if he gets hit by absolutely everything, he will die. I could probably alleviate a lot of that, like some of those issues, by just training Hector more, maybe giving him the Sands of Time Delphi Shield. That went to Heath, but, I mean, having seen him take 5 damage from a Ballista, which is thanks to the Delphi Shield, for the record, maybe the Drake Shield was unnecessary on him. Luckily, Pent gets the dodges that he needs to survive, but it's not incredibly favorable for him to die either. It's just not great either. I have not mapped this out for the record. This is more or less a look like. Now that it's turn 3, what's possible to do is fish for crits on Limstella. Heath only needs 1 to 1-round her with the Brave Lance, since he has really, really high strength. But I do this at the beginning of the turn because the rest of my units would move based on whether Heath succeeded or failed to kill Limstella. Because he succeeded, what I need to do now is just do everything that needs to get done, which is warping Hector to the throne, as well as recruiting Renault by visiting that village. First, Canas learns warp. Again, Lucius did this warp, but Canas, with his like 7 range, could also have done the same. Now it's time to deposit and withdraw the warp staff. Jafar takes it out and now gives it to Fiora so that she can deliver it to Florina, who in turn gives it to Florina, who in turn delivers it to Pent. This Pent is quite magic blessed, but everyone's positioned in such a way that even a base Pent could warp Hector into the throne. But what still needs to be done is recruiting Renault. Vida can enter turn exactly in a place that Nils can still answer her, but it also is exactly in range of visiting, which is exactly what she does, and there's Renault. While I did get lucky to get the 3 turn here, it can transition to a 4 turn, and I'll describe that in the description. I'll see you all later.